No, 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 no.
What's up, YouTube? This is Brian, and today I'm bringing you a Galaxy Cyber Dragon deck profile. This is a deck I've been working on for a little while, and still a work in progress, so I might adjust some of the ratios of the cards or try some new tech cards, things like that. But this is what I have going right now, and it has actually been working pretty well, so without saying much else, we will get right into it. So first off, for monsters, I run triple Galaxy Soldier. Now, this card is great in this deck because I do run all light monsters, and his effect is you can send a light from your hand to the graveyard and special summon him. And when he's special summoned, he can add another Galaxy card, another Galaxy monster from your deck to your hand. So if you have him and any other light monster in hand, you can 2-card combo into infinity by summoning a Galaxy Wizard. And Galaxy Wizard, you can normal summon the Galaxy Wizard, tribute it off, get Galaxy Expedition, a spell card, and let Galaxy Expedition, which will summon out another copy of himself, and there you go, right into an infinity. So this is a spectacular card, probably the MVP of the main deck right here. Alright, next up, I do run triple Galaxy Wizard. Now, this card is great because this deck is centered around rank 5 and rank 8 XYZs. So this card really helps you get into your rank 8s. Because you can either tribute him and add any Galaxy card, monster, spell, anything, to your hand. Or you can activate him and make his level 8 until the end of the turn. Which is a great effect for going into rank 8s. So, triple Galaxy Wizard. For the last 2 Galaxy cards I run 1 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon and 1 Galaxy Knight. Now these are great cards. Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, if you can put them on field with a wizard or any other level 8 monster, you can go into Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. And that card, especially if you have another Infinity or any other XYZ on board, can just become a massive attack monster. And it really helps you push for game. And then Galaxy Knight, if you control another level 5 or higher Galaxy monster, you can normal summon this card. So if you have like a wizard that's still on the field, never got removed, or just any of your Galaxy soldiers, you can summon him, and then if there's a Galaxy S Photon Dragon in your graveyard, it will special summon that as well, and then that's a rank 8 play right there. Alright, next up we got triple Cyber Dragon. Now, this card's great in this deck because obviously it's one of the main components are Cyber Dragons. And if your opponent has a monster on board, obviously you can special summon it. There's a level 5 machine. So pretty much that's why I run him. Also, he's light, so he's discard fodder for Galaxy Soldier. So, all right. Next up, we run triple Dre. Now this card is just essentially a normal summonable level 5 machine, because you can normal summon, activate, and it'll make all Cyber Dragons you control, including this card, level 5, which really helps you get into infinity. And on the same note, I also run triple Chronically Jet, which essentially does the exact same thing. You can normal summon him and make his level 5, which just makes it a lot easier to go into infinity. Alright, for the last of the monsters, I do run 4 Kaijus. And the reason I run these is because you can give them to your opponent to get over problem monsters, and then you can take them right back with infinity. So as long as you know you can go into an infinity that turn, this is a great card just toss to your opponent. It's really useful against like the Monarch matchup, because they put out their tribute summon monster in their domain, which will shut you down normally, and then right at the beginning of the turn you can give them one of these, and now it basically undoes the domain, and then you can make your plays, go into infinity, and take it back. So a really great card, especially in this format, getting over pretty much any problem monster your opponent has. Next, for spells, I run triple Instant Fusion. You gotta run Instant Fusion in this deck because you are trying to get into Cyber Dragon Infinity. So Instant Fusion lets you summon out any level 5 or lower fusion monster from your extra deck, but destroy it at the end of the turn. So essentially you just use this card and any other level 5 and you summon out Panzer Dragon, and then you can go right into Infinity off that. So Instant Fusion, great card. Alright, and then I run triple Galaxy Expedition. Now, the reason for this card is just to help speed your plays up. This is a really spectacular card, because if you control level 5 or higher Galaxy, you can throw this down and summon another one. So if you have like a Galaxy Wizard, you can activate him, make his level 8, activate this, pull out a Galaxy as Photon Dragon, and there's a rank 8 play. Or if you have a Galaxy Knight, or a Galaxy Soldier, my bad, you can activate this, summon out another Galaxy Soldier, and go right into a rank 5. So, great card in this deck. Never dislike seeing this card. And then next I run 2 Galaxy Zeros. Now, this is essentially just like a Call of the Haunted for Galaxies, and it really helps mid to late game in getting your plays going, or even early game depending on what you drew. So essentially it just summons out a Galaxy out of your graveyard and negates its effects. So you can just summon back Galaxy Soldier to go for another rank 5. You can summon back like a Galaxy as Photon Dragon to go for a rank 8. Or you could even summon like Neo Galaxy Eyes, you know, just if you needed a beat stick or whatever. So great card there. Next up for one-ofs, I run 1 Soul Charge. So this is just great, again, probably mid to late game to try to, you know, bring back some power on board, go into some more XYZs. And then Foolish Burial, I run this card because if you can draw it and dump Galaxy as Photon Dragon into Grave, it'll make it a perfect target for Galaxy Knight. So that's the only reason I run this card. And then I run 1 Gravity Blaster. I've been playing around with this card, and I guess, I don't know, I do like it, but sometimes it can be a little bit slow to get them up to a decent attack. So it lets you add 400 attack to any machine-type monster once per turn. And the attack boost does remain even if the card becomes unaffected by card effects. And that's the main reason I use this over like a Moon Mirror Shield, because I run Felgrand, so if you can have Felgrand Infinity out on board, if you use your Infinity Negate and they summon out a Castell or something to try to get rid of your Infinity, you can target it with Felgrand, but normally when you target with Felgrand, it loses all of its attack boost from the attached monsters. So if you have this card, it'll at least keep whatever attack you've been able to put on it in those turns. So the only reason I'm running this card, still playing around with it, but so far I have liked the results. Then I run 1 Reasoning. You do run 4s, 5s, and 8s, so there's at least a decent range, and I just think Reasoning is a great card in most decks. You know, try to put something on board. So that's why I have the 1 Reasoning. And then 1 Rejeki, you know, just kind of a staple card. You know, clear your opponent's board, buy some time, or, you know, make an attack push. Now for traps, I run Triple Call the Haunted. And the reason I run Triple Call the Haunted is because if you put an Infinity on board and you negate anything, you know, your opponent's whatever, you can detach Nova, and then you can bring back Nova with Call the Haunted and go right into another Infinity. Or if you're desperate, you can actually just bring back an Infinity and, you know, attach XYZ materials to it with your opponent's monsters, you know, stuff like that. But it's best to do it with Nova, because then it's not, you know, it's not tied to Call the Haunted. So great card in helping you, you know, continue your plays after your initial push. And then I run 1 Fiendish Chain, 1 Breakthrough Skill. These are just so if you had to use your Infinity's negate earlier in the turn and they put out, you know, a Castell, 101 Silent Honor, you know, stuff like that, try to get rid of your Infinity, you have at least 1 more line of defense. So that's the reason for these 2 cards. And then I run 1 Scrap Iron Scarecrow. I've been playing with this card, Gravity Blaster and Moon Mirror Shield, just to try to protect them from battle, because Infinity typically won't have a whole ton of attack, so like 3,000 beaters can usually get over it. So this is just to try to protect it a little bit more. And then last card in the deck, or the main deck, is Solemn Warning. You know, just a great card to have. It's at 1, so I run 1 of it. Little defense. Alright, now on to the extra deck. I run 2 Cyber Dragon Infinities. I was thinking about running 3, but I almost never was able to get into 3, so I think 2 is just the right number. And then obviously with that I run 2 Novas, essentially just to go into Cyber Dragon Infinity. If you really want to push for game, you can use Nova's effects because you are running Cyber Dragons, you know, to boost his attack, banish the Cyber Dragon, but I almost never do that, just use him to get into Infinity. Then I run 1 Artifact Durandal. Great card, especially with some set back row, you know, anything like that. It lets you negate monster effects and shuffle cards. So, you know, really great card, kind of a rank 5 staple. And then 1 number 14 Greedy Samsara, or Samaya, I'm not really sure, but I run this card, and I just had this card lying around, and I was like, well, we'll toss it in here and see what it does. And actually, I've really been liking it. It's really good against pendulums, especially, because a lot of times they put out a lot of low attack monsters that you can never quite pick away at with one or two big monsters. So you can put this on board and just wipe their entire field, even if it's just for a turn, and just push for game. So I've actually been liking this card quite a bit. And then I won one number 19 Freezedon. I don't think I've ever gone into this card, but I didn't have any other rank 5s that I really needed to hold a place for, so I run this card. I suppose there's a scenario where I could go into it and just, keep Infinity's attack up, but usually I want to go into another Infinity or just a different rank 5. I run one Constellar Pleiades. This is a great card because during either player's turn you can bounce cards back to the hand, so it's another really good defensive card, just to keep your opponent from establishing any board. And then number 16, Volcasaurus, obviously, destroy a monster, inflict damage, great card. And then one Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. Now, this card is really good for going for game, especially if you have another XYZ on board, because you can actually make it correctly with Galaxy Eyes, and his attack can get ridiculous. So that is the reason I run this card. And then Divine Dragonite Felgrand, great card in this deck. Rank 8 can really help protect what the boards you've built and things like that. So I really like running this card. Usually if I'm going to go for a rank 8, this is the first one I go into, just because he's really good at protecting your Infinity or himself and things like that. And then one Hope Harbinger Titanic Galaxy. Now this is another really good card, especially with Infinity. If his attack starts to get low, you can put this on board because it can force all monsters to attack him, which helps, make sure your Infinity doesn't get beat over, and it also can negate spells. So it's just another negate, so you don't have to use your Infinity right away. And then two Panzer Dragon, just the instant fusion targets, help you go into Infinity. I've never actually been able to summon 3 in a turn, so I only run 2. And then I do run one Chimeratech Fortress Dragon. Now the reason for this is it's really good in the Cosmo matchup. If you have a Cyber Dragon on your side of the field and they have one of their ships, Dark Destroyer, any of the ships, you can just tribute those off and summon this card, which, makes it really easy. It's not targeting, nothing like that. It's just a summoning. So it makes it really easy to pop their ships. And he is level 8, so then you can use him to go into rank 8 XYZs if you want, or just keep him on field. Alright, and that's the end of the deck profile. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be bringing you some duel videos with the couple of decks you've seen recently here. Thank you.